morning, everybody. Let's see if this is on. Good morning. If everybody could take their seats, we're going to go ahead and get started momentarily. Everybody take their seats, please. We're going to go ahead and get started. It's low. Oh, it's fuzzy. The tech. He's up on top. All right, no, I think it's better. Everybody can hear me, right? Okay, very good. Good morning. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and welcome to the New York Press Conference for the 24th National Puerto Rican Day Parade. A big day with lots of different announcements. We're going to go ahead and get started. We have a full program, and thank you again for joining us here at Roosevelt House Public Policy Institute at Hunter College. And a special thank you to Dr. Ann Kirshner, the interim president, as well as Jomayra Figueroa Vasquez, the director for Center for Puerto Rican Studies. Thank you for being our hostesses today. Very, very much appreciated. I'm Luis Maldonado, board member, and I'm excited to be here with you all today to make these additional announcements. We had a press conference about a month ago in Puerto Rico, and so this is the second where we're going to make some additional announcements for this year's celebration, which is going to be culminating on Fifth Avenue on June 9th. So the excitement is just starting. And then joining us here today are some special guests, starting with Lisa Velez, a.k.a. Lisa, formerly from Cult Jam. We have DJ Frankie Cutlass over there. There's one woman that wasn't able to be here today, but civil rights advocate Victoria Cruz. I'll tell you a little bit more about her later. We have an accomplished author and poet, Ricardo Alberto Maldonado, over here. For the record, no relation. And to officially begin our program, I'd like to introduce our host, President Ann Kirshner of Hunter College, followed by Dr. Jomayra Figueroa Vasquez, Director of the Center for Puerto Rican Studies.
Good morning. Buenos dias. My name is Ann Kirshner. I'm president of Hunter College. It's my pleasure to welcome you today to this historic home, Hunter's Roosevelt House Public Policy Institute, a great place to kick off the National Puerto Rican Day Parade, which is also an important part of New York history. Legendary in the five boroughs, speaks to the Puerto Rican community's contributions and achievements in art, dance, music, poetry, scholarship, and politics in this city and around the world. Let me say a special thank you to the National Puerto Rican Day Parade Board and Chair, Lillian Rodriguez Lopez, and Board Member Luis Maldonado. Thank you for your introduction. Hunter College, you know, is the home of Centro, the Center for Puerto Rican Studies, which this year celebrates its 50th anniversary. So let me add my thanks to Dr. Jomayra Figueroa Vasquez, an exemplary scholar and leader. On a personal note, I would add in this tumultuous year for me, she's been one of my favorite colleagues, so thank you, Jomayra. And you're going to hear from her in a few minutes. I am so excited to have met Manhattan's own Lisa. I was getting ready this morning. I cranked up "Can You Feel the Beat?" So if I'm talking a little faster than usual, you know that it's in tribute to your music. And of course, DJ Cutlass is in the house, and so many others. So last week, I had the honor of presenting Hunter's Presidential Award to Professor Juan Sanchez, who's a distinguished artist, activist, curator, and mentor. And he talked about his artworks and how they express the cries, anguish, rebellion, struggle for self-determination, and the love, joy, and celebration of our life-affirming spirit. And I really like that last part, the love, joy, and celebration of our life-affirming spirit, because it sounds like a great description of this parade. So thanks again for joining us today. Thank you for everything you're going to do to make this the greatest parade yet. And let me turn us over to my dear colleague, Jomayra Figueroa Vasquez.
Good morning, everyone. ¿Cómo están? Muy bien, con un calor. Bella, at least here it's a little breezy, but hi everyone. I'm so happy to welcome you to, well, an offshoot of Centro, the Roosevelt House. I wish it was an offshoot of Centro, but I want to thank President Kirchner for allowing us to make the arrangements to be able to host you here. It is really an honor. This is my first year as director of Centro, and I am, I think, since the founding director, the first diasporican director of the Center for Puerto Rican Studies. So it is truly incredible to know the deep history of this parade, of the coalition, of the work, of the organizing that goes into putting something like this together. And the fact that we as a people have proven time and again that unlike many of the founding myths about Puerto Ricans, we are a people with history, we are a people with culture, we are a people of letters, we are a people of resistance, and this parade is one of the many manifestations that brings together all of us under our bandera, under our pride, right? Under all of the different things that unite us and also separate us, but to celebrate the culture and the history, the deep history that we so much beloved, that we uphold, and that we want to show the world. It should be recognized, it should be understood, and that the committee has worked tirelessly year after year, and especially this year, to ensure that this parade goes on and that it not only continues to be the way that it always has been, but also expands, opening portals, opening possibilities, creating all different areas and avenues for people to be recognized from a cross-section of our community is a testament to how much they dearly love the Puerto Rican people, both in the archipelago and the diaspora. So I just want to thank the honorees that are here, also Lisa, DJ Cutlass, who have made incredible contributions to our culture, particularly in the diaspora. And I'm just honored to be one of you and to be united with you to celebrate this incredible moment. And I hope that the parade goes on for many, many more decades, forever, until, I'm not going to say, but till Puerto Rico is free, right? But thank you so much, and we are truly, truly appreciative of all the work that has gone into this, and really honored to be able to host you at the Center for Puerto Rican Studies. The last thing I want to say is that the Center for Puerto Rican Studies is the largest and most important archive, repository, and library of the Puerto Rican experience. And so you can come visit us at 119th Street and 3rd Avenue, or even here on 68th Street. And you can, gather and see all of the resources that we have that honors our history and preserves it for our future generations. Thank you again.
Thank you, President Kirshner and Dr. Jomaira. Much appreciated, and thank you for hosting us again here. And if you haven't checked out Centro's archives, they are truly impressive. So just take a trip up to El Barrio, and you can explore and learn a lot about history and our culture. Next, I'd like to get started with today's announcements, and to get that going, I invite to the podium National Puerto Rican Day Parade Board Chair, Lillian Rodriguez Lopez.
I have a bad knee, and that happened because I keep dancing to Lisa Lisa. At my age. Ya no se puede. Hay que seguir. Thank you, Louis. And the parade is one of our iconic institutions. And what a better way to kick off the 2024 celebration than at this amazing location in New York City, the Roosevelt House. Thanks again to President Kushner, Dr. Figueroa Vasquez, and the entire team at Hunter and Centro for offering this wonderful venue for today's press conference. And we have a very strong and strategic partnership with Centro. So we are so grateful for everything you do for us, including the work around our scholars and other programs that we have. So thank you, Dr. Figueroa Vasquez, and also thank you, Rosa, who is such a great individual. Fantastic. Thank you to both of you. Now, the National Puerto Rican Day Parade is the largest cultural event in America. Most people don't know that, or they choose to forget it, but it is the largest. And this year we celebrate 67 years of promoting Puerto Rican culture, history, and our community's contributions to the world. We have an amazing legacy, and we need to continue to celebrate it and remind people of what we brought to this country. Under the 2024 theme, Boricua de Corazon, we continue celebrating the best of our heritage and our achievement by highlighting our diverse and distinguished roster of honorees that include legendary historical figures and exemplary trailblazers that have excelled in their fields and meaningfully contributed to our global society. People forget there are Puerto Ricans everywhere, and your impact is felt everywhere. So each honoree is a shining example of the excellence Puerto Ricans have contributed across numerous professions: music, art, theater, film, television, sports, science, medicine, literature, politics, and journalism. And now a little bit in Spanish so I can butcher it. That's what happens when you're from the diaspora, okay? Hemos seleccionado cuidadosamente un fabuloso y diversa lista de personas. Cada uno de ellos es ejemplo representativo de la excelencia que los puertorriqueños han importado en numerosas profesiones, desde la música, el arte, el teatro, el cine y la televisión, hasta los deportes, la ciencia, la medicina, la literatura, la política y el periodismo. So, hey, listen, I'm sorry, this is a press conference, but you have to know, this is Bronx, baby. We have really ambitious plans for 2024. It's going to be an amazing parade, and we're so excited because we believe that we continue not only to elevate the parade celebration, but elevate our community on a global scale. I'd like to recognize my esteemed colleagues on the parade board and thank them for their remarkable work and their service to the community. They're not all here, but those who could be present are here. Can I ask you all to stand, please? Miguel Guadalupe, who is the vice chair of our board, Wanda Silva, Luis Maldonado, who you've already met, our former chair, and Vincent Torres, who always stands in the back. Every year, the parade honors a municipality in Puerto Rico and a Puerto Rican community in La Patria Extendida, in the diaspora. In April, we announced that the 2024 honored municipality would be San Germán, La Ciudad de las Lomas, City of the Hills, which is celebrating 500 years of rich history and culture, and it was celebrated last year. We also announced that the stateside community is Hawaii. Puerto Ricans in Hawaii have established a long legacy of maintaining their representation as Puerto Ricans while embracing and blending it with their Hawaiian identity. We are excited to showcase each of these honored communities at this year's parade. And we should have explained a little bit about, or I should have explained a little bit about Boricua de Corazon. We often talk about what does it mean to be Puerto Rican and whether or not, do you carry it in your head and do you carry it in your heart? You actually carry it in both places because it's about your values and family and community and our culture and everything we learn about what it means to be Puerto Rican. But when you think about Puerto Rico and you think about Hawaii and the arc or the bridge that exists between those two communities, one being a territory and obviously the other one being a state that's very far away, you realize that no matter where you find yourself, no matter where you are Boricua, and you carry it. And I'm gonna say something corny, but a young lady told me the other day, when you meet a Boricua, when you meet una persona puertorriqueña, you always say, and you always help them, and you always reach out to them because you say, that person carries a little bit of me. And that's one of our scholars who is, well, hopefully she'll be a scholar, but she's one of our applicants to our program. So, todos están invitados a la Quinta Avenida el domingo, junio 9, para una fiesta muy grande, muy fabulosa. Quiero que todos estén con nosotros y nunca se olviden, because Miguel would say it, huepa. I invite you, everyone. Thank you. Please join us on Fifth Avenue on June 9th, Sunday, as we celebrate ourselves. And it's going to be a great, great time. Nos vemos en la quinta.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Lil. And your Spanish is perfection. Okay, so we're very excited to announce several accomplished honorees for this year's parade. Several of them, as you've heard, are here with us today. Our first honoree really needs no introduction, but she's an iconic singer-songwriter and pioneer in the genres of Latin hip-hop, freestyle, pop music. Her hit songs include Can You Feel the Beat, Head to Toe, Lost in Emotion, and many, many others. And she's made generations of people dance to her unique Latino-inspired sound. And Lisa, you have two new fans right back there, my niece and her boyfriend that came, and they love your music. An active performer, Lisa is touring in this year, and her classic hit, I Wonder If You Take Me Home, will mark 40 years since its release next year. Join me in welcoming to the podium none other than the 2024 Madrina, Lisa.
Sorry, I'm short. What an honor, qué orgullo. This year for me will be honoring my people and my mom who's been gone and up there for 14 years. Pura Taino. Thank you so much for choosing me. I've always carried my blood in my heart for my Puerto Rican people. And everywhere I go, I got my flag tattooed on my arm, and I'm proud to be Puerto Rican. So thank you so much. God bless you all. Oh, and it made me want to tap into my salsa. So I'm doing a listening party right after the parade at Slate Club, and it's going to be my first salsa song, and it is a salsa version of All Cried Out. So I hope you guys come and listen. Thank you so much.
Okay, where there is a madrina, there's usually a padrino. And so joining us this year as our padrino is a distinguished and celebrated television and film actor. He's been nominated for the highest accolades, including Best Actor in a Drama Series for the Critics' Choice Award. We're talking about Ramon Rodriguez from ABC's hit TV series Will Trent, where he plays the lead, as well as he's also the co-producer. He was unable to be with us today, but we certainly wanted to congratulate him on the selection as a 2024 Padrino honoree. Okay, so our next honoree, who is here, hails from East Harlem. He started spinning records when he was just 12 years old. He is now a Grammy-nominated platinum producer, DJ, songwriter that was a member of Funkmaster Flex's DJ collective, the Flip Squad. And he could be heard on the airwaves of New York City's Hot 97 radio station, but he's best known by parade goers for his legendary hit, Puerto Rico, ho! I practiced that all night, by the way. Join me in welcoming to the podium, DJ Frankie Cutlass. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Puerto Rico. I'm humbled to be part of this parade, really. Took only 30 years to be honored. Really quick, just, my name is Frank Malave. That's my real name, but the world know me as Frankie Cutlass. We're from Calle, Puerto Rico. And like I said, I'm humble and I'm honored to be part of this parade. But most importantly, we celebrate 30 years of my song, Puerto Rico. I remember doing that song in NYCHA projects in a room. I was broke, no money, in a little small bedroom. 30 years later, I'm at another level now, right? But Puerto Rico is considered by a music scholar as a national hip-hop classic. It's played everywhere. It's played throughout the Puerto Rican Day Parade every year for the last 30 years. And I'm just honored and humbled to be, representing Puerto Rico this year. Thank you to the National Puerto Rican Day Parade. Puerto Rico.
Okay, our next honoree was not feeling well, so she wasn't able to be here today, but I still want to introduce her as a passionate advocate that was born in Guanica, Puerto Rico. Her life has been committed to social justice and equality, and her sense of purpose has led her to become an LGBTQIA and AIDS/HIV activist, as well as a domestic violence counselor. She's with the Anti-Violence Project in New York City, starting as an administrative assistant, and she rose to becoming the coordinator of domestic violence program and senior domestic counselor. Her dedication was recognized in 2012 when she received the Crime Victim Award from the United States Attorney General Eric Holder during the Obama administration. Please give a round of applause for LGBTQIA civil rights activist Victoria Cruz. And then our next honoree is an accomplished author and poet whose works have been recognized and received accolades by some of the most prestigious awards and festivals in literature and publishing. He's also committed to Puerto Rico and our culture. He is co-editor of Puerto Rico en mi Corazón, a bilingual, Puerto Rico en mi Corazón, a bilingual anthology that raised funds for grassroots recovery efforts in Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria. He is currently part of El Proyecto de la Literatura Puertorriqueña, the Puerto Rican Literature Project, a forthcoming online database collecting the creative output of Puerto Rican poets in the diaspora and the archipelago. Notably, the president and executive director of Academy of American Poets, he's the first Latino to hold such a position. Please join me in welcoming to the podium 2024 Ambassador Ricardo Alberto Maldonado.
Que nervios, huh? I'm going to say hello to my mom who's watching from Puerto Rico. Wherever you are, hello. It's a real honor to be here among you, representing the interstitching of the diaspora and the archipelago. I don't have much to say other than to share words that were shared with me by a young Puerto Rican poet who found herself in Puerto Rico a few years back in the ocean with another Puerto Rican poet. I'm speaking of Giselle Yepes and Aracelis Gourmay. And Giselle said, the first time I floated in the ocean was because Aracelis held me. And I want that to be the real message, how we hold each other throughout the world and how we serve with kindness and generosity members of intersecting communities throughout the world. Thank you so much, and see you en La Quinta.
Okay, so those were our individual honorees. Now for some collective honorees. Music and dance are two art forms that promote Puerto Rican culture and our traditions. Preserving and passing them down to the next generations is of vital importance, and this is critical to carrying on our rich heritage and cultural history. That's why the Board of Directors has decided to pay special tribute to traditional Puerto Rican dance groups and their exemplary folkloric dance groups. Some of them are here today because they carry on their traditions and pass them down for future generations of Boricuas everywhere. The first dance group in alphabetical order is Bombayo. I'd like to invite to the podium co-founder and director Jose Ortiz, also known as Dr. Drum, and also co-founder and his partner in crime, good crime, Melinda Gonzalez.
Buenos dias. We want to thank the National Puerto Rican Day Parade, especially Lilian Rodriguez Lopez, Luis Maldonado. It's such a privilege and an honor. And I want to double down on what Dr. Yomaira Figueroa said as someone who worked at Centro. Is the invitation to go and explore the library and archives. It's a treasure trove. It has all those little cositas that your abuelita, saved, in there. And also a special shout out to Rosa Cruz. Thank you so much. The yo in Bombayo stands for the internal transformation that happens through bomba. And we want to thank all the people and organizations that have been supporting us for so many years throughout this journey. So I'm going to give it over to Dr. Drum.
Thank you, Melinda. And again, I want to also, it was an honor to be included in, something that's nationally recognized as a form of art, performance, entertainment. But, for me, it was something else. Creating a mindset, not just consciousness, but a mindset of the origin of our bomba, and to understand that the ambassador of that is the drum. And we are the messengers. That's our job. That's our responsibility. And it just, what bomba brought to me made me realize what it really is to be a Puerto Rican, to be a proud Puerto Rican, to always look back and look at bomba as a portal to our history. Being present with bomba, that's what that is. It's a portal to our history. We're staying connected and we're moving forward. And thank you for inviting us. Thank you. Adelante.
Congratulations again. The next dance group is led by another dynamic duo of ladies, co-founders Milteri Tucker and Doctora Margarita Concepcion. I have to say, too, that Milteri, just like Bombayo, they have been good partners with us over the years. In fact, back when we had our symbolic procession up Fifth Avenue, when we couldn't have a real, the traditional procession because of COVID, Milteri was right there, right at the front, and we were received on the other end by Bombayo, so thank you both groups for being with us and for sticking by us. But again, let me make it back about Bombazo and Milteri and Doctora Margarita Concepcion. Please join me at the podium and you can share your words.
Gracias. Buenos días. Muchas gracias the Puerto Rican National Puerto Rican Day Parade, the board, and everybody leading, and to Luis Maldonado. My mom nunca le gusta estar al frente de las cámaras. She prefers to be behind, but she is my rock and my strength. And so I want to acknowledge all the work because this is a lot of work to maintain a dance organization. We are the Afro-Puerto Rican Bomba Dance Organization, 501c3, based in the South Bronx. And for me, the Parada Puertorriqueña has a very personal significance because my grandmother de Barrio Barrazas, Carolina, Puerto Rico, when she moved, she was a part of that great migration of Puerto Ricans to New York for El Sueño Americano. And she was one of the many Puerto Ricans who went knocking on doors, apartment doors, to make sure that this parade moved on up to the Fifth Avenue. And every time that I march in her honor. I remember her always. Siempre estaba parada aquí en la 68, just con orgullo every time she saw me and my brother marching down. So for me, when I moved and I crossed y brinqué el charco, it was always to honor the legacy of the people that we stand before us. So that is to honoring my grandmother every time I march, whether I'm in the cameras or not. It is for her. It is a personal mission that for the legacy that I'm carrying on from my daughter and for the people that come after. And I'm standing on the shoulders of great people who never possibly get recognized. So I'm humbly honored for this honorary mention. And bomba dates back to the 17th century, practiced and enslaved by the people of color, people who were marginalized, people who were like, esa es cosa de negro. No, this was our voice to not only connect back to Africa, which is the motherland, but also a form of survival. It is not only resistance, but it's also a way of expressing your own freedom. I always say in my teachings that bomba, it is a journey not only to connect with our Puerto Rican roots, but to connect with our African roots, porque nosotros tenemos sangre negra. And I'm right here, part of that representation that is not only in our food, is also definitely in our music, in the way that we dance. And the dance is so important, that self-expression. And that's why in my organization, we have from 3-year-olds all the way to 95-year-olds dancing playing, singing bomba puertorriqueña. I wrote the first first children's book on bomba puertorriqueña, and also to have the first line, mi bandera siempre está conmigo donde quiera. Why? Because es un orgullo de ser no, de aquí y de allá, pero también de representar, always keep representing where we come from. Y como esa monoestrella me representa a mí como afro-puertorriqueña. Así que muchas gracias, congratulations to everybody, and I'll see you on 5th.
Thank you, Milteri. The next group represented today has delighted audiences with the parade's opening dance number now for about 10 years, I'd have to say. And they've represented us at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I'd like to welcome to the podium Gilda Rivera Pantoja, founder and artistic director of Danza Fiesta.
Gracias a todos y gracias al comité de la Parada Puertorriqueña por darme esta preciosa oportunidad. Yo quiero decir una historia que es bien importante para la compañía. I want to say this story because it's very important for our company. When we participate in the Macy Parade several years ago, we have the opportunity to be in this huge parade. And then we went to the comité, the board of the National Puerto Rican Day Parade, and asked them why not to introduce a group as opening to the parade in the way that the Macy's Parade was doing. And they say, well, let's see what happened. But many years after pass, Luis reached us and said, you know, this idea that you have many years ago, I want to do it with you and open the parade. And we have the fortune to open the parade for 8 years. This year is the night time over there in the 5th Avenue, and this is so wonderful. We worked so hard to present the group in this moment and to give the Puerto Rico the pride to be Puerto Rican in the 5th Avenue. And I have an opportunity one time to meet this couple that came from Spain. I said, what happened here in the 5th Avenue? I said, well, we have a Puerto Rican Day Parade today. We are celebrating our nationality here. I said, wow, you are very big in this city. Yes, of course, we are big. We are big in the city. Danza Fiesta has many years working in New York City. I came here to study dancing in Columbia University, and so then I said, why not to create a dance group that represents all the dances from Puerto Rico. That means we cover everything from our island, because I danced for many years in Puerto Rico and I travel around the world. Put it there, our music, our dance, and it was fabulous. Sometimes we were to the festival, the plena was present, the bomba was present, the stage was present, and we made a statement. And this is what we want to do when we were there this Sunday. And then also we have the fortune to be nominated for the Emmy with the National Puerto Rican Parade also a couple of years ago, and was a fantastic thing for us. Artists need this kind of things, and dancers and musicians and all these people that create music and dance and artistic effort. We need more people that support us. Thank you so much. Thank you. Que viva Puerto Rico.
Thank you, Gila. This next group, I was introduced to them when I was a little boy, actually, because they appeared with Big Bird and Maria on Sesame Street. While these individuals were children like me at the time, please join me in welcoming to the podium Nelson Mateo Gonzalez and Karen Lee Nieves Fred of Los Pleneros de la 21.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having us and for the honor of becoming honorees, especially on the side of dancing. Los Pleneros de la 21 is a nonprofit organization that was founded in 1983. So we're actually we've been celebrating this year our 40th anniversary. And it's been, yes, it's been a wonderful experience, not only as a community organization, we also have our performing group and our dance courses and our lectures and everything regarding the history and the traditions of not only bomba en plena, but all the Puerto Rican culture, especially when it comes to the connection between the island and the diaspora. And I want to introduce one of the beautiful examples of what the organization has been able to do. Nelson has been with Los Plenos de la 21 for 17 years. And right now, he actually works as one of our highest collaborators. He works not only as a musician, musical director, percussionist, but also as one of our dance instructors. And he'll be able to talk a little bit more about that.
Well, thank you, Catalina, and thank you to the National Puerto Rican Parade here in Nelson Mateo from the South Bronx, born and raised here to represent our culture and our island, especially here being a diaspora Rican. Here with the organization with Los Pleneros, I was a former student years ago, back in 1997. So starting at the age of 6. Also, if people don't know, I also was part of Danza Fiesta. And to this day, I'm still with Danza Fiesta as the musical director too. So, thank you. And with that saying, my mission has been bigger than what it is and what I thought it would be. Wanting to be a musician now as an actual teaching artist, and now collaborating and also spreading the word and teaching the youth, going to schools, working with Los Plenos de la 21 and our kids workshop, the Bomba en Plena community workshop, and the adult workshops that I give. So on dancing and drumming. So this is my mission to preserve our music and our dance and our culture, to show our youth and especially our community here in all 5 boroughs, not just a barrio, in all 5 boroughs, to keep that. Also to represent that the Puerto Ricans here in New York are always representing from the island. Thank you very much.
Okay, our final dance group, there's many special things about this final dance group, but one of them is that they're from my home state of New Jersey. So New Jersey is in the house, right? And I'd like to welcome to the podium co-founder Nanette Hernandez of Segunda Quimbamba Folkloric Center. Please join us.
Saludos, buenos días. Es un honor que no esperábamos que reconocieran a Segunda Quimbamba en la parada. Gracias a los organizers, National Puerto Rican Day Parade of New York City. And Segunda Quimbamba was founded in 1997 as a nonprofit 501c3 to preserve bomba y plena. Initially, we started with plena, and we were not so original. Los pleneros, we kind of played off of you because we learned from you. First time we saw you, we were like, queremos hacer eso, nos toca a nosotros, boricua. Y éramos los pleneros de la segunda in Jersey City. Seguimos con la segunda y le añadimos Quimbamba, which is a fantasy mythical place. Is de Palo Matos, a poetry poet. And also because some of us consider ourselves second generation here. I think I'm first, but that's an argument that I hear is always out there. Some think we're first, some think we're second. Segunda Quimbamba has been doing bomba y plena for over 30 years. We just received recently an archival grant from the National Dance USA, and that put us in the trajectory of archiving, which we didn't know we had a history to archive. So I implore you to make sure you're doing that, because sometimes we don't think we're doing something important because it's what we live. We live this. It's not like I go out, we live this. Somos puertorriqueños de corazón. Y eso va con nosotros donde quiera en el mundo. Y otra cosa que nosotros decimos a veces también es, when we're together and when And we're celebrating, of course, preserving culture, but we also recognize that we have so many struggles in our community and individually. And I learned that has a lot to do with our identity. And I learned a lot of new language now too, intersectional, all those things that we didn't have even 20, 25 years ago. We didn't have that language to describe some of the things we were feeling. I grew up in Pennsylvania, and in my family, my first language was Spanish. I learned English when I went to school. And I also realized when I would introduce myself, you realize these things when you're older that you're doing as a young person is because you're holding on to your connections, to your abuelitas, las mamás, los hermanos, los tíos, que hoy día yo no las tengo. So esta mañana como tú, like you, and I'm sorry I'm going between Spanish and English, but that's my life. Esta mañana estaba yo con el retrato de mami, con el café bustelo, colándolo como ella me enseñó, dándole gracias por este día, por este reconocimiento, que mami, mira, voy para allá, para Nueva York, para representar lo que ustedes me enseñaron, que vivimos. Y yo siempre decía, I'm Puerto Rican. Oh, my name is Nanette Hernández. Sí, del primer día. Y con ese orgullo nosotros seguimos aprendiendo de la cultura, porque aunque la vivimos en nuestra casa, no estaba tan accesible. It was not accessible. And like someone also said earlier, we need to make sure that it's accessible and that we have support to make that happen, because without that, we cannot pass it forward. And the only reason we're here today is to pass it forward. It's the only reason. It's also the only reason we do it, because it's a lot of work. Segunda Quimbamba has a newsletter called Guido y Maraca. We also launched a new website. Check it out. Guido y Maraca is the reason why we were recognized for archiving nationally, because it's so unique and so special, in particular a 10-year period that it discusses that history again. And at the end of the day, it really is about holding on to the connections and together uplifting. Toitos subimos juntos, no subimos solo. And hold it. Let's hold that place for us and for those who come behind us. Again, we are so honored and humbled by this opportunity, and extremely, extremely thankful. So I just want to say, Jersey City's in the house. Segunda Quimbamba. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you, Nanette. And, just to underscore her words, so much of what they do, so much of what we do is really to sort of pass it forward, to teach future generations of who we are, and so that we can maintain our connection on celebrating community. And the next honorees are posthumous honorees, so they're no longer with us. But their work is legendary for doing just that, for passing on legacy and to passing on our culture. And I'm talking about a couple that are really deemed as the patriarch and matriarch of Afro-Boricua dances, Bomba y Plena. I'm talking about Rafael Cepeda Atiles and Caridad Brenes de Cepeda, who will be represented this year in their legacy of family and colleagues that are still with us, La Escuela de Bomba Tata Cepeda. They will be appearing with us on Fifth Avenue. Just give them a welcome when they do arrive, right? We will also posthumously honor a daughter of San Germán, Puerto Rico, and she was a formative leader in the early civil rights movement there, particularly for women. She's an author. She was an author, poet, and advocate, Lola Rodriguez de Tio. Finally, we will posthumously honor the legendary Puerto Rican theater and film actor, Raul Julia. Now I'd like to announce honorees that were not able to join us today, so some additional ones. The first is a baseball player born in Medford, New York, and he's the newest member of the New York Yankees. He's widely regarded as one of the best pitchers in the game. He spent the previous 2 seasons with the Chicago Cubs, and then also pitched for the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Mets before joining the Yankees this season. He represented Team Puerto Rico at the 2023 World Baseball Classic, but he also represented the United States at the World Baseball Classic in 2017, where he was named Most Valuable Player. So please give a round of applause for the 2024 Athlete of the Year, Marcus Stroman. Now for the Grand Marshal, who was born in Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico, and then was raised in Brooklyn. He spent his formative years in New York City's musical scene, training as a musician as a young child, where he was noticed for his tremendous talent and vocal power at a very young age. He has an accomplished career that spans over 4 decades with multiple Billboard and Grammy-nominated songs. Please give a round of applause for the 2024 Grand Marshal, acclaimed salsa singer Tito Nieves. Other honorees that weren't able to join us today, we have a sports star, a retired professional basketball player from San Germán, Jose Picolín Ortiz. Another sports star, we're big in sports. Another sports star, professional boxer and prominent rising star in the sport, Xander Sayas. One ambassador, actor best known for her role as Xiomara Villanueva in Jane the Virgin, Andrea Navedo. Ambassador, Emmy Award-winning actor and playwright, Liza Colon Sayas. Another ambassador, TV and theater actor, her husband David Sayas. Another ambassador, the first curator of Latino arts and historia at the Smithsonian Portrait Gallery, Taina Beatriz Caragol Barreto. Another ambassador, lawyer, composer, and playwright, Roberto Suero. And then another ambassador, a DJ recognized for contributions to the Bronx early hip-hop culture, DJ Charlie Chase. Our last ambassador, a content creator whose social media platforms help diaspora Gen Z connect with their Puerto Rican and Latin American culture and history, Senor Edison Lopez. And then we have 2 educational leadership honorees. One is Leslie Torres Rodriguez, PhD. She's a superintendent of the Harvard Public Schools. And then we have Mildred Garcia, PhD, who's the chancellor at the California State University. As I mentioned before, we announced our initial installment of honorees in Puerto Rico about a month ago, and all of those honorees can be found on our website. I now would like to pass the microphone to a fellow parade board member, Miguel Guadalupe, who will be sharing some other news and updates.
What's up, mi gente? What's up? Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you and the energy that you bring to this parade. For me, it's awesome because Boricua de Corazon it really touches my heart. I'm not just second, I'm 3rd generation. My grandma came here in the 40s. My parents taught me salsa. My aunties taught me hustle. You know, my elder cousins taught me freestyle. And we all know that we're all part of the hip hop generation. So, it all begins here, and it's because of all of you, the people that are in this room, that are preserving our folkloric dance and music, that we can do the stuff that we do today. So thank you, and for being part of this, and letting people know that Puerto Ricans are not only part of the island culture, but are part of American culture. Thank you very much. So being a history of culture is really one of the things that we do. We would like to promote education. And one of the things that we do besides preserving and promoting Puerto Rican culture is the parade's flagship program, which is our National Puerto Rican Day Scholarship Program. What we actually do, and we've been doing this for the last 8+ years, is we award 100 scholarships for a total of $200,000 a year to exceptional high school seniors and college freshmen, sophomores, and juniors of Puerto Rican Boricua descent. So that's $200,000 a year going out to make colleges and universities more affordable for our children and for our students. So this year, with this year's class that we're awarding, the National Puerto Rican Day Parade actually has awarded over $1.6 million since 2014. So that, when we're out there parading, we're also doing, the needful for the next generation. These applicants represent over 20 different states as well as the island, and we're excited and proud to continue supporting the educational endeavors of our talented and promising students. Recipients are usually awarded around just before the parade, and they get to actually march as well. So if you see any pictures of them, you'll see them with beaming faces, and please congratulate them as NYPD's National Puerto Rican Day Parade scholars. And speaking of the parade, so how are we doing, right? This parade is 67 years old. We are the largest cultural celebration in the country. And why is that? Because we have over 100 contingents that participate every year. We have over 60 floats. We have over 10,000 individuals walk Fifth Avenue every year in this parade. We have a live broadcast, which is of the National Puerto Rican Day Parade, that is hosted through our media partner, WABC TV on Channel 7, which is the highest rated program for that time slot every year. And so this is why we call it the largest cultural celebration in America. So let me tell you a little bit about what we do, because we don't just do the parade. The National Puerto Rican Day Parade Board is actually very busy during this season. We put on multiple events. We kick it off this Saturday, May 25th, with our annual 152nd Street Cultural Festival that's in the Bronx. Kind of like a Fiesta Patronale if you're on the side, but this one's in the Boogie Down. It's the only official festival of the parade, and we hope that you come, because it's family friendly, and it'll have music, arts, crafts, kids activities, foods, some very, very special guests, and it's open to everyone and completely free. It's on 142nd Street between Jackson and Tinton Avenues in the Bronx, and it'll be there between 11 and 6 p.m. So Boogie Down, I'm a South Bronx boy myself. We bring it back home. We also want to let you know that we're having our gala fundraiser. That's our main fundraiser for our scholarship program, and that's happening on Friday, June 7th at the Plaza Hotel. We have a really exciting program, including a live performance by none other than Lisa, who's here today. So if you want to buy tickets and help us with our scholarship program, you can buy them at prparade.org. That's prparade.org. We have a full calendar of events that you'll see in the press release. You'll also see it on our website. We hope you'll sign up for updates throughout the year. And also, we want to make sure that you guys understand that this parade can't happen without you, and it can't happen without the people who support the parade. These are our sponsors, both sponsors of the program and our media sponsors, and they also help us make sure that we have our scholarship program every year. So I'm just going to list them real quick. Please bear with me. It's not as exciting as introducing DJ Frankie Cutlass, but we'll do, right? So we have Corona, Modelo, Manhattan Beer Distributors, the Walt Disney Company, and ABC7 New York. We have Verizon. We have Goya Foods. We have Procter & Gamble, the City University of New York. Thank you very much. Liberty Coca-Cola, the Amazing Mets Foundation, the Miranda Family Fund, the Comcast Corporation, and TWU Local 100. For those of you who love the unions, we love them very much too. Our media partners, as we mentioned, is WABC, the Walt Disney Company, as well as NBC4, Telemundo, Spanish Broadcasting, SBS, and CNN en Español. And for those of you who don't line the sides of the street on Fifth Avenue, we hope you do, because it's for everyone. You can catch our parade, the National Puerto Rican Day Parade, that will be broadcast and live streamed on WABC TV, Channel 7, on ABC Connected TV, and on abc7ny.com. So we are live streamed. I hope to see you all on Fifth Avenue on Sunday, June 9th, as well as any and all of the events that lead up to the parade. So just so that we know this, will all the honorees, after I finish here, please come to the front to join us for our photo op for the cameras. And we hope to see you soon. So as we conclude, this concludes our presentation. Thank you for joining us. And as Lillian said I was going to say, ¡Huepa!
Quieto, sonrisa, cheese. Queso.